and welcome back. My name is Jack B, and as always, thank you for viewing my video. This video was done and dusted yesterday before Trump's invasion of Iran. At the time I thought I would upload it today, but that was probably not a good idea. In some respects this may seem moot, but there are several valid points to consider. On June 22, 2025, the United States Air Force and Navy attacked 3 nuclear facilities in Iran under the code name Operation Midnight Hammer. After the raid, President Trump said that Iran's nuclear program was totally obliterated. But by some magic, Iran has more nuclear enrichment capability, and today Trump is bombing Iran over its nuclear ambitions. There are many reasons to enter into a negotiated contract with Iran. Using an invasion to force Iran to drop any nuclear material enrichment production might be the wrong tire to initially kick, although it is a serious concern. Iran can purchase all the enriched material it wants just about anywhere if they wish to use it for nefarious reasons. Iran uses proxy terrorists to inflict pain and suffering on innocent adults and children. Iran's leadership frequently employs death to America rhetoric to energize their followers. Iran also views the U.S. as an existential threat to its Islamic system. Iran is actively working to diminish American influence in the Middle East. While the regime targets U.S. interests through regional proxies, the goal is often interpreted as expulsion of American forces and regional dominance rather than conventional total annihilation. The UN and human rights groups frequently accuse the Iranian government of lacking truthfulness and transparency and suppressing dissent. Iran is prolific in providing false information regarding domestic protests, human rights, and nuclear activities. Iran's foreign policy is generally focused on regional dominance in the Middle East and expanding its influence, rather than global dominion. For approximately 47 years, since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, Iran has targeted the U.S. and its allies with terrorist attacks. They have killed and kidnapped U.S. citizens as well as killing U.S. service personnel. Some of Iran's heinous crimes were: Number 1, the Iran hostage crisis, 1979-1981. Iranian students seized the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding 52 Americans hostage for 444 days. Number 2, the Beirut bombings, 1983. Iran-backed Hezbollah carried out suicide bombings at the U.S. Embassy and the Marine barracks in Beirut, killing over 250 Americans. Number 3, many hijacking and kidnappings, 1980s. Hezbollah hijackings, TWA Flight 847, and kidnapping of U.S. personnel in Lebanon, including CIA Station Chief William Buckley. Number 4, the Khobar Towers bombing, 1996. A truck bomb killed 19 U.S. service members in Saudi Arabia, with investigations pointing to Iranian involvement. Number 5, during the Iraq War, 2003-2011. Iran provided weapons, training, and logistics to Shiite militias that killed hundreds of U.S. service members. Number 6, many maritime and regional conflicts, 2019-2020, attacks on oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz, the downing of a U.S. drone, and attacks on U.S. bases in Iraq, culminating in the U.S. strike that killed Qasem Soleimani. Number 7, cyber attacks, attacks on U.S. financial institutions and infrastructure. Iran has substantial military capabilities for continued hostilities and terrorist attacks against the U.S. They utilize state-sponsored groups and affiliates to conduct cyber warfare in the form of espionage, disruptive attacks, and intellectual property theft. They target critical infrastructure, government networks, and private sectors in the U.S., Israel, and the Middle East. Iran has an active air force with fighter pilots, although it is considered the weakest branch of their conventional military. They operate 250 old-style combat aircraft. Pilots are trained on platforms like the Russian Yak-130 and, in some cases, the Hisa Kosar. Their air force has approximately 37,000 personnel. The fleet of aircraft currently consists largely of pre-1979 Revolution American-made jets, including F-14s, F-4s, and F-5s, along with some MiG-29s and Su-24s. It is estimated that only 40% to 60% of Iranian jets are operational at any given time due to international sanctions and lack of spare parts. Despite aging equipment, their air force has a history of battle-tested pilots from the 8-year war with Iraq, with some boasting high kill counts in F-14s. While Iran possesses combat pilots, analysts consider their air power is significantly outmatched by 5th-generation stealth fighters and modern technology used by rivals such as Israel and the United States. Iran has a substantial navy designed to protect interests in the Persian Gulf, Caspian Sea, and Gulf of Oman. They combine conventional larger vessels with asymmetric fast attack strategies to secure regional influence. Iran has one of the largest militaries in the Middle East with approximately 610,000 active duty personnel. They are supported by around 350,000 reserve forces. The total force includes the regular army, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, and various paramilitary branches, often focusing on missile, drone, and asymmetric warfare capabilities. Iran operates several military bases and facilities outside its borders, primarily concentrated in Syria, with a significant presence in Iraq, and to a lesser extent, in Lebanon and other regional spots. Iran also supports a network of armed groups and terrorist organizations across the Middle East, often referred to as the Axis of Resistance. Their support includes funding, weapons, training, and logistical assistance provided primarily by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Based on designations by the U.S. State Department and other international bodies, Iran supports the following key terrorist organizations and militia groups: Hezbollah Lebanon, Hamas in the Gaza Strip, Palestinian Islamic Jihad also in Gaza, Houthis in Yemen, Kataib Hezbollah in Iraq, Asaib al-Haq in Iraq, Harakat al-Nujaba in Iraq, Badr Organization in Iraq, Al-Ashtar Brigades and Saraya al-Mukhtar in Bahrain, Faramun Division and Zainabiyun Brigade militias composed of Afghan and Pakistani Shia refugees, respectively, that are trained to fight in Syria. While these military and support groups mentioned are the largest in the Middle East, they do not stand up to the U.S. military on a one-to-one basis. The real issue becomes evident with Iran's use of terrorists inflicting pain and suffering on the military and civilians, as well as their allies providing them advanced weaponry. As of February 2026, Iran is purchasing advanced CM-302 supersonic anti-ship cruise missiles from China. These missiles are designed to evade ship defenses. They fly at low altitudes and attain speeds up to Mach 3.5. This can be considered a game changer that could allow Iran to hit U.S. naval forces in the region. FYI, Mach 3.5 is approximately 2,684 miles per hour. They have a range of approximately 180 miles. They are designed to destroy vessels including aircraft carriers and destroyers. FYI, a comparison to an M16 5.56 NATO round muzzle velocity should provide one with a better sense as to the velocity of the Chinese CM-302 missile. The muzzle velocity of the M16 5.56 round is approximately 3,100 feet per second. The velocity of the Chinese CM-302 missile is approximately 3,937 feet per second. Detection, action, and neutralization times are extremely tight. The Chinese CM-302 missile is only supersonic. Just imagine the velocity of a Chinese hypersonic projectile. The CM-302 missiles can be deployed from ships, aircraft, or mobile ground launchers. The closure of the deal with China was accelerated following heightened tensions and a 12-day Israel-Iran war. Reports indicate Iran is also discussing the acquisition of Chinese surface-to-air missiles, anti-ballistic weapons, and anti-satellite weapons. China continues to supply Iran with dual-use materials that support its military programs, which can include components used for radar jamming, communication disruption, and missile guidance evasion. The acquisition of these systems is intended to enhance Iran's ability not only to resist, but to also challenge U.S. naval forces in the Persian Gulf, Strait of Hormuz, and Gulf of Oman. In December 2025, Iran agreed to a deal with Russia to obtain 500 Verba man-portable air defense systems and 2,500 missiles to enhance Iran's capabilities against low-flying aircraft, drones, and cruise missiles. This follows reports that indicate Russia has agreed to provide Su-35 fighter jets, Mi-28 attack helicopters, and Yak-130 trainer aircraft to Iran. The Russian Su-35 is an upgraded fourth-generation fighter. It lacks advanced, low-observable stealth coatings and airframe design, which makes it easier to detect. It features superior maneuverability, advanced radar systems, and strong radar and electronic warfare capabilities. While the Su-35 often outperforms fourth-gen aircraft, it is considered inferior in combat performance to fifth-gen fighters like the F-35 due to its lack of advanced stealth. The Mi-28 attack helicopter is often described by Russian sources as a type of fifth-generation attack helicopter. It features 360-degree radar, advanced data exchange with UAVs, enhanced anti-jamming systems, and the ability to engage aerial targets, including fifth-generation fighters. It is capable of firing air-to-air missiles and advanced anti-tank guided missiles. It features advanced laser arrays for deflecting heat-seeking missiles and improved armor. It has enhanced data sharing capabilities for improved situational awareness and integration with drones. Iran's support of Russia in the Ukraine war has intensified their strategic alliance, exchanging technology and supporting each other against Western pressure. These are factors that could cause a substantial adverse impact upon U.S. military forces that are not openly publicized by the media. How will the Iranian population react? The population is culturally different than the U.S., and it would be a mistake, as we have done in the past, to try to make Iran like America. Iran is a theocratic government where religious leaders hold political power and state law is based on religious doctrine. We will have to watch the events as they reveal themselves. If the deals for the armaments from Russia and China are completed, then Iran can pose more resistance and threat to the U.S. military, thereby resulting in more U.S. casualties. The Chinese advanced CM-302 supersonic anti-ship cruise missiles, their surface-to-air missiles, anti-ballistic weapons, and anti-satellite weapons. China continues to supply Iran with dual-use materials that support its military programs, which include components used for radar jamming, communication disruption, and missile guidance evasion. The Russian Su-35 fighter jet, the Mi-28 attack helicopter, the Verba man-portable air defense systems, and 2,500 missiles. I want to believe the powers to be have identified the resistance from Iran and have at least plans A, B, C, and D in place. Hold on for the ride. Well, these are my thoughts for today. And again, whether you agree or disagree, please verify the information presented. Thank you. And until next time, take care and be safe.
Me na do it.
Ooh.